From Taylor Swift to Justin Bieber, and even Ellen's former close friend Rosie O'Donnell, some of the biggest names in Hollywood are finally speaking out against Ellen. And this is only the beginning. Ellen's career appears to be over, and her alleged association with Diddy is said to be one of the reasons she's afraid to return to the United States. Ellen wasn't just unkind, she was reportedly abusive, and now everything around her is starting to fall apart.
I called her out. I was like, Ellen's not that nice.
This was after you went on the show?
After I went on the show.
What was it like meeting Ellen? And is she a good person?
Let's just all go back to 2017, where I was the first person to call Ellen out before anyone else.
You called her out?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I called her out. I was like, Ellen's not that nice.
This was after you went on the show?
After I went on the show, and the world blew up about it and was like so mad at me about it, and then someone else said it, and then it was like, oh my god, Ellen's not nice. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Why do you say she's not nice?
I can't explain it. It was just really
energy?
weird. I ran into her like backstage. It was like an awkward thing, and like the producers were really scared. I was like, what's going on? They were like, that was not supposed to happen. We're gonna get in trouble. It's like so weird. She was like, hey. I was like, oh hi. Like I was like, I'm so excited. And she was like,
Ellen started The Ellen Show back in 2003 and gradually rose to fame as one of the nicest comedians in Hollywood. At one point, she became the face of daytime talk shows, with every major celebrity appearing on her platform. However, after 19 seasons and nearly 2 decades on air, the show was suddenly shut down amid serious allegations of workplace misconduct and harassment. Employees who had worked with Ellen for over a decade claimed that, behind the scenes, she was a completely different person, and that her public image as kind and caring was far from the truth. An independent investigation into these claims found evidence that supported many of the accusations. Although Ellen attempted to move past the controversy, the damage had already been done.
Ellen DeGeneres is speaking out about reports of workplace mistreatment in a letter to her staff. The talk show host shared her initial reaction to the allegations from current and former employees and revealed what actions are being taken to improve company culture. Ellen said she was disappointed to learn about the claims in a recent BuzzFeed article, citing the show's enormous growth over the years and her increased reliance on people to do their jobs as they knew I'd want them done. She went on to acknowledge that clearly some didn't.
I don't think you achieve anything by bullying people.
In a statement to ET, Warner Brothers, the studio behind Ellen's show, claims they have interviewed dozens of current and former employees in the wake of these allegations. They say that during their investigation, it was revealed that there were some deficiencies related to the show's day-to-day management. And that moving forward, the studio and Ellen are committed to creating a workplace based on respect and inclusion.
I stay grateful and I try to stay humble, and I think that I pay attention to what is important and what is real.
These misconduct allegations stem from a BuzzFeed article that was published last week, which included anonymous accounts from a dozen former and 1 current employee.
The end of The Ellen Show marked the end of Ellen's career. For years, she had built her brand by poking fun at other celebrities and diving into their personal lives. But when the spotlight turned on her, it became clear that she didn't have the same support in return. In the end, it wasn't just the allegations that damaged her career, it was the growing perception that her public persona didn't match who she was behind the scenes. Before launching her own show, Ellen was close friends with Rosie O'Donnell. But after gaining fame, their relationship reportedly changed, and Ellen later distanced herself, even suggesting at one point that she barely knew Rosie.
I thought of you when Ellen DeGeneres went through her thing, and she goes, my advice to everybody is, if you're going to be known as something, being known as the be kind lady is probably going to bite you in the ass. And I wondered what that whole queen of nice.
Yeah,
I remember thinking,
yeah.
Did you think it bit you in the ass? I wasn't aware of that. But
not in the way that Ellen's talking about, I think. But, I said the day it came out, look at this, the queen of nice. In a couple of years, it's going to be the queen of lice, the queen of fried rice, the queen of we don't like her anymore. I have an understanding of the cycle of show business and kind of what happens in people's careers and when enough is enough. And oftentimes people don't know that. I think I have a good balance of both in my life, of the importance of both. And it's hard to maintain. It's hard to do, especially when you're doing a show like that. But, I don't think it was the be kind thing that got her. I think that's as oversimple as simplification, but it was a lot of things and it was complicated. And I'm glad that she's, going to be finished and she can get some time, to herself to just, it's a huge kind of strange thing to be on a show like that and have all that attention on you. And she had it for like 19 years. So, it's a tough thing.
Ellen's employees weren't the only ones who had issues with her. After the Ellen Show ended, many of her past actions began to resurface, and several high-profile celebrities started speaking out. Taylor Swift, for example, shared how she felt uncomfortable during her appearances, claiming that Ellen repeatedly joked about her dating life in a way that crossed personal boundaries. Despite Taylor expressing her discomfort multiple times, Ellen continued with the jokes, often brushing them off with laughter.
Taylor Swift has her biggest enemy on the television, and it's The Ellen Show. Here's every time when Ellen made Taylor Swift really uncomfortable.
Does your boyfriend like the way it smells?
I don't have one. I keep telling you that.
Just trying.
Like, I just don't. Right. Like, it's not, like, if I didn't and I was like, I don't have a boyfriend. Like, I had a boyfriend. I don't have someone that I'm texting that's a guy that might someday be my boyfriend. There's, like, nothing going on right now. I don't know. I haven't talked to him in a while because we didn't date.
Yes, you did. Why do you deny it?
Because we didn't.
Okay, so which song is about Zach on the new CD?
There's nothing really about Zach on the CD because we didn't date.
All right.
So, yeah.
Okay. When you have spare time, you drive past your ex-boyfriend's houses.
I'm not like throwing eggs. It's
right.
I'm just checking up on them.
Checking up on what the front of their house looks like?
Well, it's really like an act of public service, you know? Just seeing if they're okay.
Are you, so you have unresolved business? You still have crushes on your ex?
No.
So what are you doing?
I don't know.
In an interview with Zane Lowe for Apple Music, Taylor Swift referenced that same moment and addressed Ellen's behavior. It was another example of how past incidents were starting to resurface. Like I mentioned earlier, Ellen's remarks were beginning to come back to haunt her. Many critics argued that her humor often relied on putting others down, expecting the audience to laugh along.
Sometimes. So I can't, when I was 23 and people were just kind of reducing me to kind of making slideshows of my dating life and putting people in there that I'd sat next to at a party once and deciding that my songwriting was like a trick rather than a skill and a craft. Kind of, it's a way to take a woman who's doing her job and succeeding at doing her job and making things, and it's in a way it's figuring out how to completely minimize that skill by taking something that everyone, in their darkest moments loves to do, which is to slut shame. And so now when I see this happening, I can see a headline about a young female artist, about another breakup, and it sends me into it
takes you back there to a degree?
It sends me into a real sad place because I don't want that to keep happening. And I don't think people understand how easy it is to infer that someone who's a female artist or a female in our industry is somehow doing something wrong by wanting love, wanting money, wanting success. Women are not allowed to want those things.
And who can forget the time Ellen made fun of Justin Bieber after his private photos were leaked? Justin had already been going through a difficult time in Hollywood, facing intense public scrutiny from an early age. Looking back at how Ellen treated him during that period, it's clear that he appeared uncomfortable. In 2015, paparazzi captured non-consensual intimate photos of Justin as he was entering his hotel room. At the time, Justin was just 21 years old, while Ellen was 58. Many critics later questioned her reaction, arguing that the situation involved a serious invasion of privacy.
And how quickly after that was shot did you realize that happened? Did that go on wire right away?
Yeah, it was pretty much a couple days. It was a couple days later, Scooter hit me. He was like, "Yo, I hate to tell you this, but penis is on the internet." I was like, "What? How does it?" And so then the first thing I saw was the censored one, and it had the black thing over it, and I'm like, "Oh my goodness!" I don't know what this is gonna look like, and then it wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
It wasn't terrible.
I'm no expert, but I heard that it was good.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, what amazed me, though, is that got so much attention, and I was in the bungalow next to you, and when I saw it, I was shocked.
Yeah.
And I don't know how people didn't see. I was right there.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's funny.
My hat. So there's a young woman in the background you can see in the bed.
Yeah, no.
Is that your girlfriend?
No, it's not.
Just a girl that you were in Bora Bora with?
Yeah.
You just brought a friend to Bora Bora?
Yeah.
And you're just naked with your friend?
Why are you putting me on the spot like this? Gosh.
Comedian and actress Kathy Griffin, known for her sharp, celebrity-focused stand-up, television work, and her reality show, Kathy Griffin, My Life on the D-List, also spoke out against Ellen. She claimed that many people in the comedy industry were already aware of what Ellen was really like behind the scenes. According to these accounts, Ellen was widely disliked, with some viewing her as highly competitive and willing to do whatever it took to reach the top.
I just love giving Ellen because it just never gets old. She just can't stand it. She has no sense of humor about herself. We had a fight one time that was a knockdown drag out, screaming on the phones, both of us screaming. And I think that's so fucking funny. Like, picture Kathy Griffin and Ellen DeGeneres, split screen.
What are you
both
yelling
with
about?
our cell phones and assistants, screaming at each other.
Over what?
She thought Joan Rivers was not funny, but Joan was just mean. And I think Joan was not only not mean, but she was a genius, but also that Ellen kind of owed part of her career to the fact that Joan was the first woman to have a talk show, broke the glass ceiling for women in talk, whether you like her or not.
Without a shadow of a doubt, every female comedian to ever step up to a mic or tell a joke.
And by the way, Joan would thank Phyllis Diller. Phyllis Diller would thank Moms Mabley. Moms Mabley and Toady Fields. Like, we're pretty good about knowing.
That gave me chills
right?
in a weird way.
Yeah. And so anyway, I just make fun of Ellen because she doesn't take it well. And I just get a kick out of it. And she'll never see it. She's not the type of person that would watch my special.
Yeah, I'm talking about Ellen DeGeneres. I have to just
She
come
was not
clean.
nice to you?
Well, here's the thing. In my very last dinner with Joan Rivers, we would always check in with each other. And I'd be like, where are you with Ellen? And she'd be like, oh, still hates me. And she'd go, well, what about you? And I'd say, oh, she thinks I'm mean. And the truth is, I guess I feel like I'm sticking up for a pal. Like, I think Ellen's achievements are fantastic. How could I not? But, like I said, there's so few female comics over 50 that are making a living or doing okay. Like, we need to support each other. And I just thought, what am I waiting for? But almost every time Joan Rivers and I would get together, we'd be like, anything from Ellen? No. You? No. And it wasn't like, it was more like, I wish we were better at supporting each other. But also, of course, I don't like being labeled as mean. Mean and funny, fine. But I can just tell you for a fact, Joan Rivers didn't have a mean bone in her body. And I wish Ellen would have really celebrated her more, because Ellen has such an amazing, incredible platform. And she's such a true influencer. And, Joan broke the glass ceiling for women talk show hosts, for sure.
One of the few celebrities who continued to show support for Ellen during the controversy was Diddy. Over the years, he appeared on her show multiple times, and the two seemed to share a friendly relationship. Some commentators have speculated about connections between figures in the entertainment industry, pointing to social circles and private events. Comedian Cat Williams, for example, has spoken in interviews about the exclusivity of certain after-parties hosted by Diddy, suggesting that only a select group of trusted guests were invited. However, claims about who attended these events, including Ellen, remain unverified and should be viewed with caution. Some commentators have also tried to link the end of Ellen's show to broader controversies, including references to the Epstein case. In 2022, reports about documents and contact lists associated with Jeffrey Epstein resurfaced, fueling speculation across media and online discussions. Around the same time, other major events in the entertainment industry were drawing attention, leading some to draw connections between unrelated situations. Ellen later announced that she would be spending time in the United Kingdom with her wife, a move that added further curiosity and speculation among observers. However, many of these claims remain unconfirmed, and it's important to separate verified facts from speculation.
They're losing their minds.
She sounded so sincere, didn't she?
Very sincere.
Virtually choke on her words. But the best one for me is Ellen DeGeneres, who is, by the way, a very nasty person. I've had dealings with her in Australia. Could I tell you some stories about that cow? But anyway, good riddance to her. But, she was quite friendly with that P. Diddy bloke, wasn't she?
Well, this is why I say release the Diddy files.
Yes.
police files. Come on, Donald Trump, we want to know whose name.
So maybe she's hightailing out of there before all that's just thrown at her as well. But what a bunch of hypocrites.
Ellen DeGeneres and her wife, Portia de Rossi, have reportedly fled the US, bound for the UK, after Donald Trump's landslide victory. Numerous publications are reporting the couple have left the United States permanently. There are also reports the couple have put their Montecito mansion on the market. Entertainment publication The Wrap has the exclusive story and said Ellen DeGeneres and wife Portia de Rossi have moved to rural England, put their Montecito estate on the market, and plan to never return to the United States, telling friends the election of Donald Trump was their primary motivation. Ellen DeGeneres has been a vocal Trump critic, so the move doesn't come as a surprise to most.
Ellen DeGeneres has been seen rocking a new hair color since moving to the UK. The comedian changed her signature blonde look to brunette as she was seen enjoying a night out with friends at a pub called The Farmer's Dog. Ellen went out with her wife, Portia de Rossi, and a few friends, including the torn singer Natalie Imbruglia. Sources told TMZ earlier this week that Ellen and Portia moved to England because of Donald Trump's re-election. They have reportedly settled into their new home in the southwest region of England, but they purchased the property before the election.
Supporters of these theories have even suggested that the design of Ellen's studio resembled structures linked to Jeffrey Epstein's private island. Beyond the architecture, some online discussions have pointed to what they describe as unusual or symbolic elements within her content. For example, in March 2020, as global lockdowns began, Ellen released a video that featured imagery some viewers found strange, including a hoodie with a red face-like design. Similar visuals were later noticed by some observers in content associated with Jay-Z. However, these interpretations are largely based on speculation, and there is no verified evidence confirming any direct connection.
Symbolism will be their downfall. Or is it just art? And let me be the first to tell you, it's all connected. I mean, if you know, you know. But first, let's go back to that video of Ellen DeGeneres. When the camera turns, you can see the inside of her house. Now, see that picture right there? Well, if you pause it and look it up, it says evil thoughts with revenge right next to it. Here's another picture of Ellen in her house, and this is the picture behind her. Now, the thing I'm curious about is the letters on top of the picture. These look oddly similar to the letters Marina Abramovich writes out when she does spirit cooking. Remember the beginning of the video? It's all connected. And that person that was in all red is Lady Gaga, and she went to Marina Abramovich many times for teaching. But let's continue. This is another picture of Ellen in her home. She's cutting her mother's hair, but what is that picture above her head?
Look at it. Oh, well, you know where that is too, right? It's a similar image to that, right?
No.
I know Jamie does.
What is it?
It's on the set of a famous talk show that's now not on anymore.
Oh, Ellen? Was that Ellen?
Yeah.
Really?
Just look at the temple and then look at the...
Let me see Ellen's background. What?
As if the controversy wasn't already intense, another tragic event added to the discussion. Just months after the Ellen show ended, Stephen Twitch Boss, who had worked closely on the show for years, passed away in 2022. His death was later confirmed as a suicide, shocking fans and the entertainment industry. Reports mentioned that he had been dealing with personal struggles, though the exact details were never fully made public. Some online discussions have tried to connect his situation to his time on the show, but there is no verified evidence supporting those claims. It's important to approach such topics with care, as they involve real people and sensitive circumstances.
Early on the morning of Tuesday, December 12th, Twitch packed a small bag with only a change of clothes and his handgun, slipped out of his house without telling Allison, turned his phone to airplane mode so he couldn't be tracked, and took an Uber to the Oak Tree Inn, a dreary two-story motel in a hacienda-style building on heavily trafficked Ventura Boulevard, just a mile from his house, and paid $107 to reserve a room for a single night. Twitch made his way down to room 249 and let himself in. Allison reported to police that Twitch was missing shortly after he had left the house, noting with particular worry that she couldn't reach him by phone, and he had not taken his car with him when he left, two things that she said were very much out of character for him.
Because there were no details about Twitch's death, people just rushed to fill that void. This was at the time when Ellen had built this edifice as the nicest person on television. She would have YouTube stars, and all of a sudden that edifice was crumbling.
Following Stephen Twitch Boss's passing, Ellen shared emotional tributes and expressed her grief publicly. However, in the months that followed, ongoing discussions and legal matters kept the controversy surrounding her show in the spotlight. In 2024, Ellen released a Netflix comedy special, where she addressed the allegations and criticism surrounding her. During the performance, she responded to some of the claims made by former employees, at times using humor to reflect on the situation. For some viewers, this approach felt controversial, especially given the seriousness of the earlier events. Reactions were mixed, with critics arguing that the topic required more sensitivity, while others saw it as her way of coping and responding publicly.
Is Ellen DeGeneres rewriting history? That's what some of her former staffers claim she's doing in her new Netflix stand-up special, For Your Approval.
I got kicked out of show business. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, because I'm mean. Yeah. Yeah, you can't be mean and be in show business. No, they'll kick you out.
She uses jokes to address the controversy.
I was in therapy for a while trying to deal with all the hatred that was coming at me, and at one point my therapist said, "Ellen, where do you get this idea that everyone hates you?" And I said, well, New York Times, Washington Post, Entertainment Weekly, Us Weekly. I think Elmo may have said something recently on an episode of Sesame Street.
But this producer who worked with her takes issue with how she's addressing allegations that there was a toxic work environment at her legendary talk show.
The essence of the special really was totally a lie.
Hedda Muscat says Ellen's special hits all the wrong notes.
I felt Ellen was not taking responsibility at all. She was sugarcoating it.
All of this comes from someone who once branded herself as the queen of being nice. Commentators like Joe Rogan have discussed how public personas in Hollywood don't always reflect reality. On the surface, many celebrities appear warm and approachable, but behind the scenes, the dynamic can be very different. Rogan has argued that some figures in the entertainment industry can come across as dismissive or distant toward others. In Ellen's case, critics have pointed to these discussions as part of a larger conversation about how she treated people who worked around her.
There's an arrogance that some stars had, like particularly in the 90s. When I first came to Hollywood, and this is like really evident for me because I was not a star, but I was on a television show. So I got to be around a lot of stars. And there was a way that some of them would treat you. They would let you know that you are subhuman. You are below them. They would communicate with you in the most disrespectful and dismissive ways, like weird, like mousy guys that I could like instantly, and they would just be rude to you in a really weird way because they had power. And then when an executive would come over, they would turn on the charm. They'd be smiling and laughing, and then you would talk to them at the craft service, and they would dismiss you in the shittiest ways. I encountered a bunch of that.
Yeah.
It was commonplace, and it was, I think, a thing that they aspired to. It's so weird when you see, like, a lot of people saying that someone who seems so nice is not nice at all.
She doesn't seem nice, but that people have a very poor judge of character. She doesn't seem nice. It seems forced. People that are like that all the time, she doesn't seem nice. It's very forced. And whatever, you're allowed to be a bitch, right? You're allowed to be a bitch. You're allowed to be nasty to people. You're accomplished. You're a comedian. You did the whole thing. What you're not allowed to do is have a Guantanamo Bay situation in the backstage of your show where everybody's walking around afraid for their life, and it's like Abu Ghraib where they're hooked up to wires and they
Dogs
have like
around them.
Yeah, she's got dogs and hoods. If an intern's late, they have a hood on. I don't support that. That's just me.
Yeah, I'm with you.
In June 2025, Margaret Cho spoke about her past experiences on The Kelly Mantle Show, reflecting on her history with Ellen. She alleged that Ellen had been distant and unfriendly toward her for much of her career, despite the fact that Cho had opened for her during comedy club performances in the 1980s. Cho also claimed that Ellen later acted as if they were strangers, which she found surprising given their earlier connection. Additionally, she mentioned an incident involving The Ellen Show, where a segment featuring David Bowie complimenting her outfit was reportedly edited out.
What, Ellen?
Ellen was like really weird and not nice to me for most of my career, and like because I opened for her in the 1980s when she was a headliner in comedy clubs, and not way before her big fame. And so then when I would do her talk show in the 2000s, she acted like we just met, and I'm like, bitch, what? I'm like, bitch, what? Like, that's weird. Like,
Right.
it's like we go way back. What? Bitch, Like, it's so creepy and weird, but, you know, also, the other thing was David Bowie had been on the show, and he was so excited that the night before that I had come to his show wearing this giant Chinese emperor outfit. He was really thrilled about it, and he talked at length about it. And she cut it out of the show, which made me so mad. And the producer, who's a really good friend of mine, had to call me and tell me, I can't believe she did this, but she cut it out of the show. But you need to know that he was going on and on about your outfit. He loves you. God said your name. Which is so rude.
That is so gross.
I don't know if it was personal. Maybe it was for time. But still, I'm going to take it personally just because I decided to.
You should have sent her a note and said, send me the footage. I'll post it to my YouTube.
I know it exists somewhere.
It helps explain why few people publicly spoke in Ellen's defense during the controversy. Many accounts from former employees described a difficult work environment and raised concerns about how they were treated behind the scenes. What makes the situation more significant now is that people aren't focusing on just one awkward interview or a single controversial joke anymore. Instead, they're looking at the broader pattern: past celebrity interviews, workplace allegations, industry relationships, and how Ellen responded to the criticism in her comedy special. As more of these moments are revisited, it has become increasingly difficult for her to maintain the be kind image that once defined her public persona.
This TV personality is speaking out about what it was like working closely with Ellen DeGeneres.
What happened, Tony?
Tony Okunbowa was the on-air DJ at The Ellen Show for 11 years. Now he is addressing allegations of a toxic work environment that is threatening Ellen's reputation as the Queen of Nice. While I am grateful for the opportunity it afforded me, I did experience and feel the toxicity of the environment, he writes on Instagram. I stand with my former colleagues in their quest to create a healthier and more inclusive workplace as the show moves forward. He joins a long list of former producers, including Hedda Muscat, who accuse Ellen of turning a blind eye to alleged mistreatment happening behind the scenes.
It didn't have to go down this way. She could have been brilliantly talented in front of the camera and carried that backstage, and she didn't. Every Friday we were shaking, who's going to get fired this Friday?
So, is Ellen's career truly over for good? Or could Hollywood eventually give her another chance at a comeback? And are celebrities only speaking out now because she no longer holds the same power she once did? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And before you go, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. This story may not be over yet. More names could surface, more old clips might resurface, and the image of Hollywood's nicest faces continues to be questioned piece by piece.